Fallout 4 New Vegas and Fallout and New Vegas and Fallout 4 point to San Francisco for the 5th game. It's ironic because before Fallout 76 came out, they said they were pointing to New Orleans. But from Game Rant, we we delve into the intriguing hints and speculation surrounding the setting for the next installment in the Fallout series. Both Vegas and Fallout 4 seem to point fans in a particular direction that we could be exploring in the post-apocalyptic streets of San Francisco in the next Fallout game. You can explore the post-apocalyptic streets of San Francisco now. From all the stories that I hear, it's full of poop. The streets are paved with poop.
I was going to make that comment. I didn't know if I'd get
Sorry, I
away
got there
with it.
first.
Yeah, it's true. Is there definitely a Fallout 5 coming? I mean, is it announced? Or
Microsoft will want them to make a Fallout 5. This moment they finish Starfield, they're working on Fallout 5. Sorry, they're working on Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5. Because Microsoft want those exclusives, they want to pumping them out.
The amount of times you go on about Fallout, and that might make me buy an Xbox. That might make me buy an Xbox. I admit that. Having said what I said before, it might make me buy an Xbox. It might.
It's that. I know for everyone, right? So everyone kind of rags on Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is fine. It was a lovely. It was a really interesting place to explore. There were lots of bits in there, hidden kind of extras and that. There were characters. Preston Garvey, in comparison to some of the characters in Skyfield, No Man's Sky and Starfield mixed together is Skyfield. Starfield, he is such a character, even though he was the most annoying person in Fallout 4 in comparison to them. I knew that he took over the Minutemen. I knew that he didn't want to do it. He didn't know what he was doing. He desperately wanted to hand over the controls to him because he wasn't a leader. He was able to follow, and he would always be telling you that settlement needed your help. Every time you met him, a settlement needs your help. There's a great video online of someone at like a fan expo, and you've got someone dressed up as this ghoul from Good Neighbor, which is the neighboring town to Diamond City in Fallout 4. And there's a guy dressed up as Preston Garvey, and he just pushes in. He goes, "A settlement needs your help," like that. It always brings a smile just thinking about that to my face because the amount of time I spent in that game. And it's funny because I played that game twice, and I played it on the PlayStation and I played it on the Xbox, and I enjoyed it. It was a very rich world with lore and stuff, and you can go into buildings and there's little notes and stuff, and every area had like a little story, so you could find things out. And it's like there was one in Fallout 3 called the Dunwich Offices, so it's very H.P. Lovecraft. And you get a book, the Necronomicon, and you have to take it down and put it into this obelisk towards the bottom. It's not actually a mission, but if you go in there and you listen to the tapes of this guy turning into a ghoul after whatever happened in the Dunwich building happens, and then you find the book and then put it into the obelisk. That's fantastic. I like that. That's what Starfield is missing, because it's like some pirates and a oil rig. That's literally, it's like kind of
detail.
Yeah.
The thing I've heard about that is it's missing lots of detail. Whereas Fallout 4, the whole reason I didn't play it at the time was because it was so detailed, and you were so into it. At the time, my wife was giving me grief about playing video games. I thought, I'm going to get lost in this game, and I'm going to be in it for months. And it's true. I would have got lost in it. I'd done Zelda Breath of the Wild and got lost in that. She nearly lost the plot with me for that. So Fallout 4 comes out, and I was going to get lost in that. And I've, never had the time to play it since. But I damn well know that I'm going to play Fallout 5 if it's coming. I know I'll have to. I can't avoid it again.
Yeah. Apparently, there's some little Easter eggs in there. There's several references to San Francisco from a character called Conrad Kellogg. Players consider Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, yeah, I know that the guy. Yeah, Conrad Kellogg. He's the arsehole stole your kid in the game. So yeah, you've got that there, and then you've got the hubologists who originated from. So these people in this image here that you can see. This is one of those fairground rides that you sit in and spins around.
I was going to say, what's with the
Yeah.
flying saucer?
It's not a flying saucer. It is literally one of those things, but they think it's a flying saucer, which is much more entertaining, storyline wise, and much more engaging. And this is one of the reasons I enjoy Fallout and that. But yeah, there's several references and stuff in there. So it's I want to play Fallout. I want to play Fallout 5. If it comes out on Xbox, I'm not bothered.
Do you mind where it's set? Are you disappointed that it's going to be set in San Francisco?
I think if you really wanted to do it, I would remake the very first Fallout game and go into the details. I'd even put the TARDIS Easter egg in there too, because you play the first Fallout game, you run across a bit, you see the Doctor leaving. Yeah, as you just like get into the screen, the Doctor just fucks off. So having those kind of those bits in game, that would be good. I'd like to play that Fallout 1 game like that. That would make my day. And I don't think that would be too hard a thing to do. And if they're clever, what they can do is they can also merge it with the second story and have the whole thing kind of into one. So you've got the remnants of the US government, the Enclave, and you've got the Master, the creator, like the super mutants, the guy who survived being infected with FEV, which is forced evolutionary virus, and how that works out. And that would be you could do that, and it would be nice to see that rendered in a whole 3D world, and they have like this doomsday cult which is surrounding the Master and whatnot. That's what I want. San Francisco, I can't see. Washington made more sense as a setting. Vegas, when the concept for New Vegas came out, it was quite simple. It was like kind of somehow Las Vegas survived the apocalypse, but how? That was the question. It was how did they survive the apocalypse? And it turns out that you had Howard Hughes, Elon Musk character called Mr. House, who managed to set up a defense, knew it was coming, and set up a defense shield to take out any nukes and stuff around. So he did that, but he was missing this control chip for his robots. It got lost. It was supposed to be delivered on the day the bombs fell, and he spent the last 100 and something years looking for this control chip that he can use to upgrade all these little Securitron things. And it's great because you go to the Hoover Dam, and by next to Hoover Dam, you've got a settlement of people who've decided that the way that the Romans did things is the correct way. They called themselves the Legion, and they're sitting on top of a bunker which is full of these robots, which Mr. House is waiting for the chip for, so he can then use them to go and
take them out,
present order through the Mojave Desert. And it's fantastic. And then on the other side of the dam, you have these people. This is why it's more interesting than Starfield, because on the other side of the dam, you have these people called the Boomers, and the Boomers were in a vault, and the thing with the vault was that everyone was allowed guns in the vault. Yeah, everyone was allowed guns in the vaults. They gave everyone guns in the vaults. They eventually left because something went wrong with the vault. And they came out. They then took over Nellis Air Force Base, where they are trying to fix up an old pre-war bomber, which they can use. And if you do that, then the pre-war bomber will help you fight the Legion when you have the Battle of Hoover Dam at the end. I'm just more excited talking about that than Starfield. This is why I describe it as a bit feeling a little soulless. And Babs will, if he would be arguing with me, saying, "No, it's got this, that, and the other, and I've done this, and I've been to space jail with Nigel, and we had to share a shower, and one of us dropped the soap, and it wasn't me."
The minute you said space jail, with Nigel, I was gonna make the soap comment.
I had to get there before you. I'm sorry.
Look, the amount of coming out to start with that, briefly you touched on the start. Coming from that, I've seen no really positive stuff on it. Sorry, Babster, I haven't seen that much positive. Most of it is unfortunately quite negative. And that's not me searching for negativity. That's what's coming up in my YouTube feed when you type in Starfield. Just Starfield.
Part of me thinks that Sony might be paying for that. Part of me thinks that Sony might be paying. If I was Sony, I'd be like, come on, just $100,000. Just for YouTube video saying it's crap. The YouTubers will be wondering what's going on. I think that when we come, I think there'll be, say, 4 DLCs. I'm hoping there'll be 4 DLCs that they'll want you to buy, and those DLCs won't be on Games Pass. And by the time you play it with those 4 DLCs, it'll be the game that you think it is. It'll be like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky, where at the start, poop, and then towards the end, sorted. But it's one of those things. Anyway, so Fallout series has always been a rich in lore and world building, and hint dropping has been in recent games has kept the fans abuzz with excitement. Whilst nothing is confirmed, evidence pointed towards San Francisco as a setting for Fallout 5 is compelling, even though I only read like 3 things from it. It's not that compelling, actually. I'll be honest with you. Probably China is more compelling than San Francisco. No, seriously, China's mentioned a lot more. There's a Chinese sub stuck in the what do you call it, the waters outside Boston in Fallout 4, and you meet the Chinese captain, and he says he needs to take care of the crew, but he hasn't taken care of the crew because they've all turned into monsters, and he can't kill them because he feels like a duty towards them and whatnot. But it could be a red herring. But hey, speculation's fun. I like doing speculation. I think they should go to. I think if they want to do anything, they should go to Vault 1, West Tech, and find out what they were planning with all those vaults. Because there's a theory that in Fallout, the vaults that they created were all tests for getting humanity into space. So all the experiments were there, so they could figure out how to get them in space. And if you play New Vegas, there's the Red Rocket Factory. There's lots of other hints at that. That might be more interesting than San Francisco, because I don't want to be walking every 10 yards and stepping in poop with the little kind of green thing pop up. You've stepped in poop, because that's not fun.
No, stepping in poop is never fun.
Okay, next story.